a new segment that details some of the scandal and policy in the Trump administration, what Boise is doing to increase sustainable living, and why making your bed could change your life.
And we'll hear from Cole Young with your Broncos sports update. These stories and more coming up next on your Boise State Newsline for the week of April 18th, 2018.
All right. Thanks for joining us on this week's edition of Newsline. I'm Doug Mason.
And I'm Melissa Mione. The White House and the Twitter sphere have been keeping busy as President Donald Trump continues to juggle both scandals and policy. The U.S. was joined by allies London and Paris on April 13th in sending airstrikes into Syria against the regime of Bashar al-Assad in response to the attack on the rebel group of Douma. 75 people were killed, including children, and more than 500 were injured. The administration seems to have flipped their policy on taking our troops out of Syria due to the use of chemical warfare. This unease over our future involvement overlaps Trump's tweets of meeting with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un in hopes of ending the Korean War and obtaining denuclearization. Throughout all this, porn star and former Playboy bunny Stormy Daniels has not let up her case against the current president over their affair back in 2006. For more information continues to surface on Trump's alleged cover-up of the affair. The president continues to deny that any of this ever happened. This case is so important in 2018 because of the sheer force of this topic and its immediate connection to the president. The number of lawmakers that have already resigned or chose not to run for office again over sexual misconduct allegations continues to rise as the #MeToo movement stays strong. The FBI also recently raided the president's personal lawyer, Michael Cohen's office and hotel room. They were searching for information involving collusion with Russia and proof of a possible $130,000 payment to Daniels for a non-disclosure agreement of their affair. All of this is in the midst of former FBI Director James Comey's book release, A Higher Loyalty, describing his time working under President Trump, as well as why he believes he was fired during the ongoing Russia investigation. President Trump's White House has had no time for off days since inauguration. With several former employees writing tell-all books, the flip-flopping on foreign policy plans, and the loyalty to his wife still in question, the president continues to come under fire for almost every move he makes. This barrage of events may shed light on President Trump's Generation Y interview last month, when he said that his words of wisdom for his 25-year-old self would be, "Do not run for president."
On April 10th and 11th, Facebook creator Mark Zuckerberg appeared before Congress to discuss the recent user privacy scandal. In 2015, Zuckerberg allowed Cambridge Analytica access to Facebook users' information without its users' consent or knowledge. Both companies went to great lengths in order to protect this secret until it was uncovered by media reporters. The evidence that was brought into the light forced Zuckerberg to testify for his actions. Zuckerberg's hearings brought the lack of Congress's knowledge on the technology of the 21st century to attention. This apparent illiteracy allowed the Facebook CEO to walk away unscathed because of the members of Congress were unable to ask effective questions in order for Zuckerberg to be properly held accountable. This could be in part as to why there are not many laws protecting consumers from large companies, such as this one, from using their information. For many of the elder generations, this breach of privacy shined a light on the concept of data mining, which has been occurring long before Facebook users shared its data to Cambridge Analytica. Facebook is not the first company, and most likely will not be the last, to collect and share user information in order to tailor advertisements to products that each user might be interested in. The Facebook creator apologized and accepted responsibility for his actions. He claimed that his platform was created to help people connect and stay in touch with friends and loved ones that they may otherwise not be able to. This may have been his initial intent, but his unusually calm demeanor, as well as his ability to potentially evade condemning questions, displayed that connecting people may no longer be his sole intention.
Environmental consciousness is the newest trend sweeping the nation that we here at Boise State think that more people should get involved with. Technology giant Apple announced that they are now being fully powered by renewable resources. While Apple's headquarters does indeed run on 100% renewable resources, most of its subcontractors do not. Even so, the company has made major headway, claiming to generate 626 megawatts of renewable energy. That is enough to power 440,000 homes. Not only have major corporations taken steps to be more sustainable, local businesses here in Boise have too. Bitter Creek Ale House and Red Feather Lounge have decided to phase out plastic straws and stir sticks in an effort to reduce plastic waste. This being a part of the nationwide initiative called The Last Plastic Straw. Let's take a look.
So my name is Amy Lyons, and I am actually our current sustainability director, as well as a program manager for the Urban Worm, which is our vermiculture program here. Straws are actually not recyclable material, so the plastic in the straw is too lightweight to go through the recycling plant, so all straws actually end up in our landfill. Waste is a huge conversation for us, so we have our urban worm farm. We look at our trash and try and analyze what types of materials we're actually sending out to the landfill. So we remove a lot of our food waste. We actually recycle most of our paper waste in-house, recycle the rest of it. And so the straw conversation actually was initiated within that discussion of removing waste items from our trash. So we began looking at other options. Our straws in particular, we actually chose to go with paper straws rather than plastic. So we are not removing straws completely, and a major reason for that is actually accessibility. Some people just need a straw to drink their drink, and that's okay. We made sure to begin this change with the idea of calling people in rather than calling people out. So we're really not trying to shame someone no, you don't need a straw, so you're not gonna get one. It's more this is the product that we have chosen to use instead, and this is why. So we actually haven't had any backlash. We just made sure to have that conversation with our staff that straws are by request only, and if your guest requires a straw or needs one, that's not a problem at all, but you can have this conversation with them. And it's a very non-combative way of approaching people with ideas with sustainability and things like that, is to call in your circle of people or your guests or your consumer base and engage them with what you're trying to accomplish and what you're trying to do with your business ethics. My encouragement is to think about some of the things that you're using and decide whether you really need that plastic straw or not.
Whether you decide to start vermiculture or simply just stop using a straw, any small act is important. I'm Joey reporting for Boise State NewsLine. Back to you guys.
That is so cool that these restaurants are doing that.
I know, it's amazing. You don't think of how many straws you use until you realize you use one at almost every place you go.
It's very, very true.
Adds up.
Coming up, we have the reasons why making your bed could change your life and your Bronco sports update from Cole Young. But first, this message.
So my study area is on the Oahe front of southwestern Idaho. So this place is really popular for outdoor recreation. It's beautiful, it's easily accessed, there are tons of roads, and it's really close to places like Nampa and Boise, which are large urban areas. The sage steppe ecosystem of Western North America is one of the most heavily degraded ecosystems because of human development, overgrazing, wildfire, and invasive species. Species that rely on the sage steppe ecosystem are sensitive to more impacts, and we're seeing more impacts in this time of increased global change. So my research specifically is studying an apex predator, so a top predator of the sage steppe, which is the golden eagle. So how golden eagles and their prey are interacting. Their main source of prey is the black-tailed jackrabbit, which relies on healthy shrub habitat. So therefore, golden eagles rely on healthy shrub habitat. So in this heavily degraded ecosystem, we're looking at these additional impacts of wildfire and human recreation, and how changes in those two impacts over time will affect the golden eagle. To do that, I'm setting out trail cameras to monitor recreation disturbance. So in each territory, we have trail cameras within a kilometer of a nesting site, and we monitor the amount of recreation that's happening per day in those territories. To monitor diet, I'm climbing into nests, actually rappelling into nests when the young are about 3 weeks old. That's when they can thermoregulate and when it's safe to climb in the nest without any impacts to their nesting success. And we're actually installing the same type of trail cameras that we have on the trails into the nests to document every prey delivery that the adults bring the young. So not only is it important to know the individual effects of impacts like wildfire and outdoor recreational disturbance to eagles, going forward we can make really good decisions about managing lands and being able to recreate in a way that benefits people and eagles as well.
Song is awesome.
I know, I'm like feeling good right now.
All right, well, but welcome back to NewsLine. Making your bed might seem like a mundane chore. However, here are the facts on how something so simple can improve your life. Let's take a look. Wow. Hello there, and good morning. Now, picture this. It's a beautiful day, the sun is shining, but you're in a rush. And you have to go to certain places and you have to see certain people. Now, do you take the time to make your bed? Experts suggest that you should. Experts suggest that making your bed cultivates mental discipline. The fact that we don't want to do it is the perfect reason to do it. It's simple and meaningful. This idea of feeling accomplished every morning seems like an easy task. However, if you do not have the practice in it, it will actually take some getting used to. As monotonous as it sounds, making your bed is much more important than a lot of people pay attention to. You may be wondering, why is this guy telling me all this information about beds? Make your bed, you should make your bed. Well, I'm not just some random guy, okay? And I'm not a stranger off the side of the street. I care about your well-being, all right? Studies show that 62% of people that do not make their bed report feeling unhappy. Do you want to be another percentage? If 62% of people report feeling unhappy because of the fact that they don't make their bed, what is holding you back? The hardest part about waking up is getting out of bed, not actually making it. Now, you may be wondering, is this going to ever fix any of my huge issues in life? The answer is yes. Are you fighting with your girlfriend or wife? Make your bed. You failing any of the courses that you're taking this semester? Make your bed. Are you late on your car payments? That doesn't matter, because the money's going to get there eventually. But the question is, did you make your bed? Making your bed is important. However, don't just take my word for it. Take 4-star Navy Admiral William McRaven's, who says, and I quote, "Making your bed will not only leave a lasting effect on your morning, but it will affect the rest of your day in a positive way." Admiral McRaven goes on to state that making your bed shouldn't just be a task for military personnel, but it should be involved in schools and households everywhere. Whew, hello again. I just had the most stressful day. I got homework from 3 different teachers and essay due this week, but you know what? I'm not too worried. And you know why? It's because I started my day with one accomplishment at a time. I made my bed. You should too. Reporting from NewsLine, I'm Doug Mason.
I mean, that's great information to know, Doug. Thank you.
Those are the facts.
I mean, did you make your bed this morning?
Yes, I did.
100%. I mean, so did I, so I feel like we're having a good day.
That's why we're happy.
All right, well, Cole, hey, how's it going?
Good, how are you guys doing?
Good.
Doing great, Cole.
Awesome, good to hear. I'm doing good too, because I made my bed this morning.
Yeah, you did.
All right.
Perfect.
All right, with a little more than 100 days till the 2018 college football season begins, the Boise State football team finished spring practice off with a bang at the annual spring football game at Albertson Stadium. In front of a sizable crowd Saturday afternoon, as Team Boise State, comprised of the first team offense going against the second team defense, defeated the team Broncos, which was the second team offense going against the first team defense, by a score of 42-7. Senior quarterback Brett Rippon picked up where he left off last year, going 15 for 19 for 267 yards and a trio of touchdowns. Backup quarterback and redshirt freshman Chase Cord manned the second team offense and was an efficient 7 for 10 for 67 yards and a touchdown. Saturday's scrimmage also shed light on who would take over at the wide receiver position after Cedric Wilson graduated this past fall. Sophomore Octavius Evans answered the call in a resounding way, leading all receivers with 5 catches for 124 yards and a pair of touchdowns. As for the defensive side of the ball, there may have been a lot of points scored, but not all was bad, as both defenses combined to hold the running game to just 112 yards on 28 carries. Boise State opens the 2018 campaign on the road at Troy University on September 1st.
Well, that is really cool. That was exciting. So many
Thanks,
things
guys.
going on, Cole.
Cole, before you leave, I have a quick
Yeah.
question. Yeah, so you said there's an opening for the wide receiver. Are you going to try out this year?
You know, I want to, but just don't have the time for it right now. I think I could take it, but you know,
You got to believe in
I
yourself.
do. Yeah,
You got to
I do.
believe in
You're
yourself.
right.
Maybe next
Thanks,
season.
guys.
Maybe next
Well, thanks, Cole, for those updates. Now we'll send it over to your weatherman with a weather plan, Brad Sloan, with your weekly weather update.
Never butcher my saying again. Thanks. The weather is getting warmer and spring is in the air. You know what that means. Springtime tie, yellow, sun, fun, time to get out there. So starting off on Friday, you're going to see a high of 69, nothing but sun, and going into your weekend, you see just a little bit of cloud coverage in the mid 60s, sorry about that. And then starting off your week, nothing but sun again, warm weather, some fun, might as well get outside. You're going to end off on Wednesday with a high of 72 and a low of 47. I'm Brad Sloan, your weatherman. It's your weather plan.
Thanks, Brad. I'm really looking forward to that sunshine. All right. Well, looks like that does it from us. From everyone here at Boise State Newsline, I'm Doug Mason.
And I'm Melissa Mione. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.